It's a cinnamon and apple concoction, period. This is how this smells. This fragrance is spectacular, and I'm not even exaggerating. And oh, so good. So good, I can't help myself. Let me tell you, it's totally, totally mouth-watering. After it sells out, if you want a bottle, you will have to pay premium prices. So yeah, I'm gonna get my backup bottle. I love it. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Giselle, I review fragrances. If you're new here, welcome to my little corner. And if you're one of my loyal returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here with me once again. So today's all about elegant gourmand fragrances. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know I'm not the biggest fan of edible gourmand scents. However, I do have a few that I truly love, because although they smell super sweet and edible, they are still very elegant, and for this reason I wanted to share them with you today. So without further ado, let's dive in. The first fragrance I have on my list today is 𝘖𝙗𝑖 by 𝘼𝙁. So this is a type of gourmand that I usually don't buy, but let me tell you that this perfume caught me totally off guard. I felt hard for it and I cannot live without it. I absolutely love 𝘖𝙗𝑖. This perfume reminds me a lot of 𝘿𝙁𝙁 by Xerjoff, which, by the way, definitely deserves an honorable mention in this video, because I didn't really want to include it because I reviewed that fragrance so many times and I try to avoid repeating fragrances. But 𝘿𝙁𝙁 definitely deserves a spot in this video because it's very gourmand, ultra gourmand. I would say it's a gourmand lover's dream, but it still is very elegant and very elevated. So 𝘖𝙗𝑖 reminds me a lot of 𝘿𝙁𝙁. Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, definitely not my type of gourmand. However, I love it. It's exquisite and it has something very nostalgic to me, because this perfume smells exactly like an apple cake my mom used to bake when I was a kid. And this is exactly how my kitchen used to smell and how 𝘖𝙗𝑖 smells. If you can imagine caramelized apple wedges with spices, especially cinnamon, very strong cinnamon, together with almond extract and nuts and lots of butter and puff pastry, that's exactly how this fragrance smells and how my kitchen used to smell. So yeah, it has a very nostalgic aspect. So it holds a dear place in my heart, and probably for that reason I love it so much. But it is really exquisite. It's different from the typical gourmand fragrances. It's very warm, cozy, very inviting. Let me tell you, it's totally mouth-watering. It's very intoxicating, perfect for this time of year. This is a fragrance I would only wear in cold weather. Otherwise, I think in high heat, especially high heat and high humidity, it could be cloying, almost too achingly sweet. But this perfume, it's really stunning. This fragrance is completely unisex, although it leans more feminine to me. In fact, all my male friends I've shown this fragrance to, they love it, but they said it smells way too feminine for them. And I agree, it leans more feminine, but I can tell you it's completely unisex and a guy can definitely pull this off. Lasting power is about 4 hours on my skin. I usually wear this fragrance during the night in colder weather, so it's perfect for this time of year. And every time I go out, I carry a decant with me because I like to overspray and I want to make this fragrance very present. It's so exquisite that I'm not gonna settle for the skin scent it becomes after the 4 hours mark. So every time I go out, as I said, I carry a decant, I respray, and that's it. So if you love gourmand fragrances but you also want to smell elegant, 𝘖𝙗𝑖 is a must try. The next fragrance on my list is Nucleus by Xerjoff. So this perfume is Xerjoff's latest release. I was lucky enough to receive this in PR from Twisted Lily, so thank you, Twisted Lily. It's a completely different concept. It's an alcohol-free fragrance, and the scented oil, it's encapsulated in tiny pearls that burst upon application. So you're not gonna spray it and let it sit as you would with your regular perfumes. This is actually completely different, and let me show you. Let me show you here, it's better. So as you can see, it has like almost like a serum texture or a very light body lotion. So you have to rub it until it absorbs. And by rubbing it, you will be releasing the scent and it will leave a very beautiful glow on your skin. Can you see? Very beautiful glow. It will be very hydrated. And once it absorbs, it won't stain your clothes. This fragrance is a rose and caramel concoction, period. We have soft rose petals in the top, in the middle, and in the base notes. So this is a rose centered fragrance. However, this is not your typical rose fragrance. This is the most feminine and soft rose you can ever think of. The scent is very beautiful. As I said, it's a different concept as it is alcohol-free, completely safe to use on sensitive skin, according to the house. And even people who can't tolerate traditional perfumes, I think this is really worth exploring. The scent is absolutely beautiful. It's very creamy, lactonic. It has caramel. The caramel is very prominent. Caramel and rose are notes that we typically don't see together. However, this is what this fragrance is about. It's strong in rose and in caramel. It's a very creamy, very gooey, very lactonic type of scent. It's also musky. It has vanilla, so it's a very beautiful alcohol-free floral gourmand fragrance. When I first received the fragrance, I have to be honest with you, I wasn't overwhelmed because I'm not used to this type of consistency and texture. I don't have alcohol-free fragrances. I have tried several of them, but I don't have any, so I don't have experience wearing that. However, I think this was the best introduction I could have because it's a beautiful fragrance. It has an unusual combination. When I say unusual, it's in the best possible way, of course, which is rose and caramel. So you have the floral aspect, you have the gourmand aspect together with vanilla. It's also musky, so you have that cozy, comforting, enveloping component. And it fits perfectly in this video because it's a very elegant gourmand scent. And again, according to the house, it's safe even on those who have sensitive skin. Pretty often I get DMs on Instagram. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you can follow me here. And I often get DMs from people asking me if I can give them suggestions or alternatives that are alcohol-free or water-based or vegan. So when I received this perfume, I thought I had to include it in this video. I highly encourage you to try it. Even people who can't wear perfumes, I think this one is definitely worth exploring. The only thing I have to warn you is if you spray on your clothes, which I usually don't do unless I'm wearing like a cotton t-shirt or wool or something, I don't really care. But if I wear a little silk or silky materials, and if you spray your regular perfume on those type of materials, it will stain the fabric and the stain will be there forever. You won't be able to remove it. And in this case, in particular, you won't be able to spray it on your clothes because it will stain your clothes, right? However, make sure to rub it directly on your skin. Rub it until it's completely absorbed. And see, after a while, it's still very glowy. I feel my skin very hydrated and soft and smells beautiful. It really is a beautiful fragrance, definitely worth exploring. I have linked it down below and I have a coupon code for you guys, GB10. And if you use it, you'll get a 10% off. Nucleus by 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾. Oh, by the way, I haven't shown you the consistency. I want you to see it. It looks like honey. Doesn't it look like honey a little bit? And the bottle, it's like iridescent. It's so beautiful. But yeah, definitely worth exploring. And the next beautiful, elegant gourmand fragrance I have on my list today is Faces of Francis. So this perfume is a dream. It's a very nutty, pistachio-forward fragrance. It's a stunner. I remember the first time I tried this fragrance, I believe it was last year. It was at Saks, New York, and after a while, I tried so many fragrances that I couldn't remember which one was on each hand, right? You probably can relate to that. So the only fragrance out of all the perfumes I tried that day that I remember and I kept on getting back to it was Faces of Francis. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It's slightly smoky, very elegant. It has aldehydes in the opening and saffron, but the aldehydes here are sparkling. More so like the bubbles in champagne or prosecco. It's not the type of aldehydes that give fragrances that vintage type of scent. Completely different. This is actually a very modern type of fragrance, But yeah, it does have aldehyde. It smells very sparkling, very uplifting, very clean as well. It's very nutty, slightly spicy, smoky, as I was saying. Very beautiful. It also has cypriol oil, which adds complexity and sophistication to fragrances. It's a day or night type of scent. I love wearing this during the night. It's an all year round type of scent, but nutty fragrances, in my experience, smell much better in colder weather. And I think that has to do with the fact that usually nutty scents are mixed with spices, usually cinnamon, saffron, clove, and spices, in my opinion, don't do very well in hot weather because they can be a little bit too much. You can be choking people around you. So for that reason, I think nutty fragrances, for the most part, do better in colder weather. So it's perfect for this time of year. But this is a very, very elegant, super yummy, nutty gourmand fragrance. It lasts about 6 hours on my skin, and I want to try it right now on my skin. So good. 100% a unisex fragrance. It's a stunning perfume, really, really stunning. Even if you don't like gourmand fragrances, or if you're like me, you enjoy gourmand notes, but not necessarily ultra edible gourmand perfumes, you definitely need to try Faces of Francis because it's something else. It's very different. I love this house because it has a very particular DNA. Their fragrances are very unique. They won't remind you of anything on the market, and I love this house for that. I have quite a few from this house, and I love all of them. So yeah, Faces of Francis, I highly encourage you to try it. A pistachio forward fragrance. The next fragrance I have on my list today of elegant gourmand fragrances is Black Phantom by Kilian. Guys, this fragrance is spectacular, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's so good. It's very deep, very mysterious, very rich, very voluptuous. It's very sexy, very sensual. It's a unisex fragrance, but I would say it leans more masculine. However, I love these masculine leaning fragrances, especially this time of year and especially during the winter. I love them. Like, for example, Initio Oud for Greatness, or Danger Buron by Roja, by The Fireplace by Margiela, or Iomi Defy by Sergio, for example. Those are all masculine leaning fragrances. However, they smell absolutely stunning on women. This is a very sweet, very deep, intoxicating scent. Very intoxicating. The most dominant scent here is coffee and dark chocolate. Now, mind you, I said scent and not note because dark chocolate, although it does smell like dark chocolate, it's not listed as a note in the official website. I've seen a very popular website that lists caramel and dark chocolate in the notes pyramid. However, yes, you can smell dark chocolate, and you can even smell some caramel here too, but those are not notes. Those are accords, and you can create accords based on different notes. So it's an accord, but it's not a note. So always make sure to check the official website first. So the dark chocolate here probably comes from the cacao. It has cacao as a note, but it smells like coffee and chocolate, period. It's like black coffee with a piece of dark chocolate. This is how this fragrance smells to me. The cacao note provides a lot of depth. It provides a little bit of a dusty scent. Nothing dirty, nothing truly powdery, but I can pick some dustiness. This fragrance is gorgeous, and I fall short. Seriously, I think gorgeous is an understatement. It's such a beauty. Wow. It also has rum, it has cognac, and it has whiskey. Of course, we're talking about a Kilian's fragrance, and the boozy notes here are a reminder of Kilian's heritage. Black Phantom, to me, it's a 10 out of 10. It checks all the boxes. It has great projection, an incredible sillage, incredible lasting power, and the scent itself is top tier. Absolutely, absolutely stunning. So I highly encourage you to try it if you like deep, sensual, unisex, masculine leaning, elegant gourmand fragrances with a boozy touch. Black Phantom is a must try. So the next one on my list is Eau Jeanne by Parfums de Marly, and it's a cinnamon and apple concoction, period. This is how this smells. It's so good. Try it. It's so elegant. Eau Jeanne reminds me a lot of Angel's Share, like a lot. So good. I think this one is stronger in spices. I can pick the cinnamon like on the first spritz. 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾 has a praline note that provides a lot of creaminess and also has that boozy component that 𝘖𝙁𝙁 doesn't have. I think 𝘖𝙁𝙁 is sweeter and spicier. The cinnamon note here is very, very prominent. Well, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾 has a praline note that provides a lot of creaminess, a lot of depth, and also that gourmand component. This fragrance is very sweet, it's very warm. It has a very subtle leather scent lingering in the background, probably because of 𝘿𝙁𝙁. This perfume has 𝘿𝙁𝙁 in the composition, and this is what oftentimes 𝘿𝙁𝙁 smells like. It has a very subtle leather scent without being the typical leather animalic note. 𝘿𝙁𝙁 oftentimes is used not only to provide scent, but it also provides depth and increases lasting power, to a point that sometimes, or oftentimes, is used as an alternative to ambergris. This perfume is not only sweet, but it's also very rich and very dense. It also has honey that it's combined with the cinnamon note in the opening. It's a very complex fragrance, complex in the best possible way. Being complex or being simple, it's neither a good nor a bad thing. It's just an aspect of the fragrance. But yeah, this fragrance is pretty complex. However, it's very wearable. As long as you wear this fragrance in colder weather, because trust me, you don't want to wear this in the summer. It's too strong, it's too cloying, and you will be choking people around you. Unless you don't care, then go for it. But it's a fragrance that I only wear during the colder months, and the colder the weather, the better. It's very alluring. It's a very alluring fragrance, very sensual, very deep. It's really comforting, very addictive, inviting, intimate. Another fragrance that I would say it's a 10 out of 10. Beautiful, great projection, great lasting power, incredible sillage, and on top of that, I get tons of compliments when I wear it. It's a massive compliment getter. 𝘖𝙁𝙁 by Parfums de Marly. And the last fragrance I have for you today is Iris Celadon by Armani, and it belongs to the Armani Privé line. The Armani Privé line, as you probably know, is the more elevated, their private blend, so to speak, the more niche line. They have amazing fragrances. This one is certainly one of my favorites, and it's a stunner. It's a very beautiful and different take of your typical Iris fragrances. So to a point that even if you don't like Iris, I highly encourage you to try it because it's very different. I would say this is very chic, very elegant. It's a very elegant, oh, so good. So good, I can't help myself. It's a very elegant gourmand Iris scent. To me, more than Iris, this is orris, and orris is the root of the flower. The flower is iris, the root is called orris. Orris is way more expensive, and it's very buttery, very creamy, which we get here. Usually iris is powdery, dusty, waxy, lipsticky, which I also love, but I prefer orris in fragrances. And I think, although this is an iris fragrance, I think what I get here, it's more orris than iris. It's also very, very creamy. It has a chocolate note that to me, it's not just chocolate, it's white chocolate, which is creamier, sweeter, and more dense than milk chocolate, let alone dark chocolate, right? It's very, very, very beautiful, very elegant. This perfume reminds me a lot of Coromandel, which also has a chocolate note, which to me, it's also white chocolate. And it's a very different take on Iris. I think this is the first Iris fragrance that I tried that it really is gourmand. It's not on an edible level. I won't say this is an edible gourmand. Not all of these are edible. This is definitely a gourmand fragrance to me. However, it's not on an edible level. No, it doesn't smell like a snack, doesn't smell like pastry or anything. But regardless, it's so beautiful. And as I was saying, this reminds me a lot of Coromandel, not because they smell similar, but on a certain level, they do, but not scent-wise. They both have similar vibes. I think Coromandel smells a tad bit more vintage than this one. To me, this one is a very contemporary type of Iris. Coromandel is not an Iris fragrance, but they are, I would say they belong to the same category. They are equally gourmand, they are equally elegant, equally sophisticated, and highly likely if someone likes Coromandel, they will enjoy this one as well, and vice versa. It's a cold weather type of fragrance, totally cold weather. I only wear this fragrance during the cold weather. I try it during the summer, but it doesn't smell nearly as nice as it smells in colder weather. After 2 or 3 hours, it becomes a skin scent, but it lasts 8 to 10 hours and it still has an incredible sillage. And even after the 3 hours mark, when the fragrance becomes a skin scent and sits closer to the skin, you will still leave a trail behind you. This fragrance has a beautiful, beautiful sillage. It's a very addictive fragrance. It's been discontinued, so if you want to get yours, hurry up. Neiman Marcus still has it. I'm gonna link it down below in case you wanna get yours. I'm gonna get a backup bottle because I know that after it's gone, after it sells out, if you want a bottle, you will have to pay premium prices. So yeah, I'm gonna get my backup bottle. I love it. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video about elegant gourmand fragrances. Again, thank you for joining me today. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. Stay safe and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.